Okay. I got a little experience I can share. It was just a very straightforward experience. I was in the backyard. I had came out of the sliding door. The way that my house is set up, there's a sliding door that goes into the backyard area. So I had came out of that door and I was standing on the patio, and I've had a few experiences. Now the backyard on the real side I'll touch upon represents that unconscious, sort of that subconscious part of us that more related to that realm, sort of the things that we don't see, especially kind of like what's underneath the soil. And I've had experiences like that, kind of digging things out of the subconscious, getting rid of them, and other things like that, these unconscious areas. But and I've even had experiences where I'm looking at these unconscious areas. I remember when I first started to sing the New You, there was an experience where I was with Rebazar standing in the backyard of my house on the real side, which again represents that personal self. And it was just, everything was just totally barren. Everything was totally dead, like no green, no nothing. It was just totally bare. And he was telling me that we can sort of redo it. We can redo this. To kind of make it, you know, something more so. And so anyways, I've had little experiences like that, and I put the focus to kind of reconstruct this area for more of a benefit earlier on. But anyways, this experience led with me going into the backyard again, and there was Paul there. Paul was doing landscaping. He was digging out some of these like weeds and there's certain things like that. And I knew that a whole construction team was coming to just basically do an upheaval. We were just going to take out all the surface level dirt and all the stuff underneath, and we were just going to totally remodel this area of my consciousness, of my personal consciousness. And I can see that almost like a preparation for the things that are coming up here. You know, as I go down to Baja and certain things like that, there's this preparation taking place for myself, not only gathering things in the physical sense, but with my awareness too. It's like being prepared for that. Building this part of myself, building these parts of myself. But there was an interesting part of this experience, if I could get a view perhaps, when we were doing the reconstruction of the backyard area. I did some digging myself. I was getting my hands dirty and whatnot, and I was digging near the fence line, I guess where the other house would be at. When I was digging near the fence line, I dug up a honeycomb. There was this honeycomb and it had honey. And it was all covered in dirt, you know. It was kind of like, and I remember I wanted to taste it. I had that sort of nudge that I wanted to taste it, but my personal self got in the way that, oh, it's dirty, it has dirt on it. So I went to go throw it away in the trash. Before I threw it in the trash, though, I did end up taking a taste of the honey, and I remember I just kind of threw it away. I kind of laughed about it. But no, that was the experience. So just kind of going through this preparation and kind of this cleaning out process. But yeah, that's the experience I have to share. Thank you.
Yes, Jeremy. I've always eaten a lot of honey, and honey is physically like the perfect food. And yeah, it's been buried, hasn't it? And it's got dirt on it. Well, that references the earth, doesn't it? It doesn't represent that it's dirty. Because again, yes, that's what the personal mind thinks. And not really seeing the value through the dirt, because honey is precious. I'm amazed we still have it, and that it's still reasonably priced, that you can have it. And it lasts basically for as long as creation lasts. In other words, they found honey in the pyramids, etc., and it just goes on and on. It's so amazing, and it's such a vital thing for you, etc. So again, there it is, the honeycomb and what the bees do, and this is how important the bees are, etc., to the earth and everything that's taking place here. Very, very, very important. But who pays attention? Because we're in the modern age, and you can just go to the store and buy anything you want, etc., which is fine too. Everything is fine. You make the choice. But yeah. I would just eat the dirt too. I don't even care. The dirt has minerals. And so again, we have that surface world mind, don't we? And this is why most people will not take the risk for anything, because they've been so indoctrinated to think a particular way that, oh my gosh, I won't go to Mexico, it's dangerous. Ha! You're in the United States, you're in the most dangerous place on the planet, and you don't even know it. And so you won't take the risk because you think Mexico is dangerous. Isn't it funny? See, we're all funny here. So getting through that, yeah, and a lot of preparation too. Very few people will take the risk. And I'm not saying, oh, it's to come to Mexico. I'm saying it's to wake up and see what's going on, and then you'll know what to do, as opposed to thinking your life away in your little box and not knowing, because look at all that's hidden that we've experienced, that we've buried and forgotten. Yeah. And what's so vital. Yeah. And so just like this, etc. And that's why, again, created this intuitive senses, because it's at least something that people can relate to, created the new presentation. And then that's, for the most part, it's way too much for everyone. It's just far too much. So bringing in something that's more relatable, making the connections, you might say, to that, connecting the dots, etc. That's why I do many things. And I like Facebook. Ava and I have been on Facebook for 10 years. And that's why I always suggest to do the groups. That's why I suggest to people write their own book, 80, 100 pages. That's all. Who's done it? Etc. Because these are little things that connect the dots, because we need witnesses. We need people to step up and be witnesses to make this work for you. It's all for you, so you become more aware and take part. And you see what the real guides are doing. They're at it 24/7, helping each person in every way wake up. Okay? And so what I'm creating here in the physical sense, because this is where people really need it, is just that. And those people that come here, they better wake up all the way, participate, do their part while they're here, or they're going to be asked to leave. That's real too. And so again, this is how real it gets. Wake up. And so, yes, you have this, you have these discoveries all the time. Everybody does. But who will take the time to look? And so the knowledge that we have now, all of us here, it's precious. And so what I like about this intuitive sense that I see, it's the ISSS, it's letting people know unconsciously about the is again. And at the same time, it's giving them an opportunity. And I can take this to anybody. I've passed it out to everybody. You know, even the people I know that I'm dealing with, the bonds and other things, I've passed it out to everybody. I don't care what they think, but they're accepting it because it's something they can relate to and understand. You know, like here we have Kevin here with his experiences, and you and others. These things are far out. Okay, it's like, wow, you know, more so than a science fiction movie. Well, people like the adventure, but at the same time, it's hard for them to relate to these things. So we need to create connections to these things so that they understand. Just like you have the mothership out there, well, you can't fly that sucker around all the time because it's bigger than the planet. So you need these little spaceships, you know, to get to it, to travel to it. Because they're not going to fly the mothership to every person here and there. They're going to send out little spaceships, just like a big boat in the sea, etc. They're going to send out little boats. And so that's what we're doing, because we're in life and it's huge. So that personal self that we have takes advantage and takes for granted almost everything every moment. Take a look at that personal self. Are you doing your part? Are you stepping up physically, in the physical sense? Oh, you might be typing something on Facebook, but what else are you doing? Are you out there digging in the dirt? Are you doing anything? Anyhow, so yes, Jeremy, there's your hint there. Yeah, it's cool. Honey is cool. Thank you.